I low-key feel like fashion is heating up right now. The Met Gala had a Bezos problem and the questionable energy around that, some new collaborations that are dropping this month, and new collections for the spring and summer. Okay, so let's break it all down in this week's Fashion Rant. Welcome to Fashion Rant, a series on my channel where I sit down and we, have a little kiki about what's happening in fashion. So we talk about the good, the bad, our experiences. We talk about the whole shebang here. So let's kick it off with our first story. The Met Gala was this week, and for those unfamiliar with the Met, it's basically fashion's biggest night. They throw a fundraiser gala for the Met Costume Institute. Designers and companies can buy seats and tables. This year, it's rumored that one individual seat was for $100,000. Or you can save some money and buy a whole table for $350,000. I know, it's a lot. It's invite only, meaning you are either invited by the museum or Anna Wintour herself. This year, Jeff and Lauren Bezos donated $10 million to the Met Costume Institute, and as a result, they became honorary co-chairs. Alongside other previously named co-chairs, Beyonce, Nicole Kidman, and Venus Williams. And of course, Anna Wintour is the actual host, and this year, Saint Laurent was the catalog sponsor for the museum. The dress code this year was "Fashion is Art," and as the Met puts it, it's inviting guests to express their own relationship to fashion as an embodied art form and celebrates the countless depictions of the dress body throughout art history. This is a broad theme, and it pretty much gives them free reign on how they want to interpret it this year. The only way you can mess this up is if you had something designed by AI walk down the red carpet, which I don't think anyone actually did. So that's a good thing. So it's often said that the Costume Institute is the only museum department that raises its own funds, but according to CNN, that's actually not true. So every department receives money from the museum's overall funds, but they supplement that funding with fundraising. Overall, I think the Met just has a very large operational cost. So the funds from the gala pays for the acquisitions of the garments and accessories, the Institute's reference library, which holds items dating back to the 16th century. That is so wild. It supports conservation labs and storage spaces. It supports the gallery spaces that they use for the exhibitions, and it pays for the salaries of the 29-person staff that they have. Okay, let's get into the Bezos of it all. So since Bezos being announced as the co-chairs for this year's gala, many have been requesting that there be a boycott of the gala. Groups such as Everyone Hates Elon, and yes, that is Elon Musk that everyone hates. They posted boycott posters all over New York, calling Bezos out on his practices and lack of human empathy. Other groups such as Service Employees International Union, the Strategic Organizing Center, and the Amazon Labor Union, they've taken matters into their own hand. They held a Ball Without Billionaires, which is a fashion show that they did in downtown New York, where workers from businesses such as Amazon, Whole Foods, the Washington Post, all owned by Bezos, Starbucks, and Uber were the models, and the clothes they wore were made by ethically minded designers, which is really cool. There's also a video that went viral where they projected this message from Mary Hill, a 72-year-old Amazon warehouse worker who had been struggling and living paycheck to paycheck while battling cancer. So on Sunday, they projected this onto Bezos's penthouse in New York. Protesters also placed small bottles of fake urine around the Met in solidarity with the inhumane working conditions in the Amazon warehouses, where workers are paid low wages. They're at high risk of injuries, and there are tons of labor violations, like workers needing to pee in bottles because they don't have enough time to use the bathroom during their break. Yikes. The discourse online is pretty mixed, which is super interesting. On one side, you have people saying it's not that deep, it's just clothes. You also have people saying art itself throughout history has been funded by the rich and the powerful, and as long as they're giving their money to something that's not harming the world. The Met is a fundraiser for the arts, and billionaires giving their money to the arts is nothing new. Throughout history, the arts have always been funded by the wealthy and the super powerful, and that's how we have a lot of museums that we have today and a lot of art pieces that we have. On the other side, we have people saying we have to boycott the gala, boycott the Met, don't watch the Vogue coverage like we normally do each year. We have people saying we, the people, have the power to decide what we want to engage with, and we shouldn't engage with this. We shouldn't engage with this type of content this year because Jeff and Lauren are basically doing this because they have all the money and now they want cultural clout. And we, the people, can choose not to give them cultural clout. In my opinion, I found a tweet that basically sums it up. I'll put it on the screen. So Jeff Bezos is worth $281 billion. That is a ridiculous amount of money. He has enough money to donate $10 million to the Met Gala, pay his workers fairly, pay his taxes, and he will still have so much money left over. 281 billion is such a big number that sometimes it's really hard for our brains to understand how large of a number it is. I was watching a video by Politics in Fashion. Her name is Tushira. If you don't know who she is, please follow her. She is all about the fashion, but also she's a lawyer, so she also talks about politics and what's going on in the world. And so she had a really good analogy for how much a billion is. And so she put it like this: 1 million seconds is about 11 and a half days, but 1 billion seconds is 31 years. So that just shows you how big of a difference those numbers are. Because I think sometimes in our heads we're like, oh, millionaires and billionaires are kind of close together, but in reality, they really are not. It is hard for someone to spend billions of dollars in their lifetime. They absolutely just cannot. I also wanted to say this. I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about this today because it's political, and for me personally, politics is being thrown at me left and right, and I prefer to keep my channel very, girly. We're out here talking about fashion and cute clothes and, beauty products. But the truth is, yeah, Jeff Bezos donated money to the Met, and that's good, but he has a lot more good that he needs to do. And him and Lauren are trying to, it seems like they're trying to revamp their image and be like cool fashion people, and that's okay. That's their prerogative, and we shouldn't engage. In all honesty, this wasn't the first time that Jeff Bezos donated to the Met. In 2012, I also think he donated a large sum of money, and he was also co-chair at the time too. But at that time, the Met Gala wasn't really getting as much clout as it is now. And so back then it wasn't, people were unhappy, but it wasn't a big discussion point like it is today. The reason why it is a big discussion point today is because inequality is so crazy right now. The wealth gap is only just increasing. Rich people are getting richer, poor people are just struggling to live day by day. I think it is important for us to really talk about that, especially when it comes to the arts, because the arts like fashion, clothes, like paintings, music, dance, they're all mediums that people use to express what they're going through and to make statements about how they feel about what the government and society is doing. So if we're going to be lovers of fashion and art, we have to discuss the good and the bad. Okay? Cool. Now let's move on. Next, we're going to talk about some collaborations for the month of May. We have had a lot of collaborations already these first couple of days of May, so I'm going to go over some of my favorite ones and link any that are still available below. So first, Simone Rocha and Crocs. I absolutely love Simone Rocha. She does not make things for large people, unfortunately. Girl, we need to fix that. But one way that I can enjoy her creations is through her collaborations with Crocs and other designers. So This is her 5th drop with Crocs. My favorite from them are the ballerina platforms. It comes in this like black brown color that they're calling espresso, and this pinky brown nude color that they're calling pink caramel. And oh my goodness, they're so fun. If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm not a big Crocs person, but only Simone Rocha can get me to like Crocs. They're so bejeweled and bedazzled and so girly and cute that like you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. You can get it either on the Crocs website or her website. Next, we're going to be talking about the Gap and Victoria Beckham release. This wasn't released in May. It was released April 24th, I believe, but I wanted to quickly mention it because some of the items are still available on the Gap website. So Victoria Beckham has entered into like a residency contract type thing with Gap where she's going to release a couple of collections with them, and this was the first one. It was very like utilitarian vibes. It wasn't my vibe, but I could see the appeal, and so I just wanted to share it here, show some of the pieces that are still available if you are interested and you haven't heard about it. I think the prices range from like 35 to like $330. So it's a big price range. There are things like jeans and shirts and trench coats, so you really do have a lot of options. Like I said, some of the pieces have already sold out, but there are still some that are available. Check that out if you are interested. Next collab is the H&M and Stella McCartney collaboration. It's been 20 years since the last collaboration between these two houses, and so this collection is very talked about. Some people are looking at this Stella McCartney are looking at Stella McCartney, the brand, a little like sideways because they're really big on like sustainability and stuff. And so pairing with a fast fashion brand like H&M kind of doesn't make sense. But on the other hand, you have people who are really excited about it because you can now get her items at a more approachable price range. So there's some good, there's also some bad. In this collaboration, she has jeans, dresses, shirts, jackets, shoes, little like pouches and bags. So there are a lot of things to choose from, and this collection definitely is selling out quick. It came out May 7th, and the website still has some items that you can purchase, like this red dress. Some of the shirts are still available, and silk scarves are still available. Personally, I was accidentally on the website at the right time. So I ordered these two-tone straight leg jeans from them in a size 20, which I'm really excited to try on. The reason why I ordered these were because usually this type of jean that has like a little bit more interest or has a little bit more like design to it, I feel like they don't make them in larger sizes. They only make these up to a size 20. It would be great if they extended them. I'm glad that I was able to get it. When it comes, I'll definitely show you all and try it on. I also got this Rock Royalty t-shirt that some people are like, oh, it definitely has like implications, because I think there's an old photo of Stella and Liv Tyler wearing these shirts or a variation of these shirts to the Met Gala in 1999. I think like if you're a fashion girl, you know what I'm talking about. I don't think I followed fashion back then, but I've seen the image for sure. Okay, hear me out. You know how Beyonce's third album is rumored to be a rock album? Yes. So I'm thinking when I go to whatever the concert's going to be called, I'm gonna wear this with some leather shorts or a leather skirt, and I'm gonna rock it out, silver jewelry. Ah! Okay, I can imagine it now, but I think the shirt would be very appropriate for that. Collection went from like, I think an extra small to a 2X, which is like, you know, better than most collections, so that's a plus. But yeah, and then when I get my items in, I will do a quick try on for you guys. Last collaboration that I want to talk about is Burberry and Hunza. So Hunza's known for making this like crinkle swimsuit that is like a one size fits all, and so it's super stretchy and it can fit a lot of body types, which is really good. So they've collaborated with Burberry, and oh my goodness, this collection is like so like simple and chic. It's kind of wonderful. I love how they have like the two pieces just with like the Burberry trim, and the colors that it comes in, brown, the red, the black, just with the Burberry trim. It's just so nice. It's just nicely done. It's simple, not too in your face. I really love it. The G Frey swimsuit, the one piece, super cute. All of them have like the high cuts, so they elongate your leg. I'm not sure if it's all of their swimsuits, but with this collab, every swimsuit comes with a like matching like scrunchie, which is also I think a cute little touch. Hey, I'm a girl. That's I'm a simple person. You can get me with a lot of things. So for our last section, I want to talk about new collections that are out this spring/summer. So let's start off with a channel favorite, which is Coach. They are doing some really like nice cutesy things. So first, they're celebrating Rexy's 10th birthday. So Rexy is that like dinosaur that you see in a lot of like Coach's like bag charm. Coach has been celebrating that. They've come out with a little like plushie. They've come out with like a sweater with him holding a balloon on it. I think this is like a fun cheeky thing. So if you like the whimsical, this is definitely for you. On the outlet end, the outlet's been doing big things, I've heard. So now the outlet is doing like this animal print, and I mean like different animal prints. So you have deer print, you have cowhide, like it's so cute. They've been doing them in the Nolitas, super cutesy. Also in the Ashton shoulder bag, also really cute. The Emily shoulder bag, that's T, or the Asher shoulder bag. So on May 27th, Coach is having another drop, which includes this light pink denim collection. Ooh. Also this beaded bag. Oh my god, it's beautiful. I have no idea how much money it's going to be, but it's wonderful. They're also going to have different colorway of these vanity bags as well. On top of that, they're going to do this like light blue, peach, beige, and cream color combo, which I think is adorbs. And of course, my favorite, the raffia bags or the straw bags. And these are going to be perfect for the summer. I hear that some of the bags come with the charms. Next collection I want to talk about is from a company called Rendoll. I'm not sure if a lot of people are familiar with them, but they are lovely. They have this collection called Dawn, and it is just so beautiful and colorful. So if you're someone who loves color, someone who loves patterns, this collection's for you. Some of my favorite are the Zola dress. Ugh, imagine going to a spring summer like outdoor wedding wearing that. Chef's kiss. Another favorite of mine is the Maki dress. It's in this like chartreuse, like lime green, like yellowish color that is just delightful and so juicy. And imagine it on my skin tone. Ugh. I would be killing the game, and you would be killing the game if you also love the love those types of like dresses. But I have a dress from them that I call the dress that went around the world. It's a dress that I got from my mom for her to wear for a wedding, and then I had a wedding to go to, and I also wore that dress. And so it looks, regardless the age, the dresses look great on you. I have nothing but good things to say about this brand. The quality of the dresses are amazing, and the just like I don't know, they just make you feel really beautiful, and I love that. So please check them out. They have a lot of beautiful things, and they're size inclusive, which is amazing. Last collection we're going to talk about is the Tory Burch collection for the summer. I think they call it Summer Begins Splash. And I know the name is silly, but the collection's actually really good. The colors that they use, the vibes that they're going for, like for some reason it just reminds me of water. It reminds me of glistening, warm weather with like beautiful water. And I think that's what they're going for in this collection. The bags are beautiful. The small Charlie bags, I want them in every color, leather, like just beautiful. They also have some really fun sandals. They have the Miller sandals, which kind of like look like your sandals has like a pedicure, which is really cute. See, I think that's like just like a fun take on just regular sandals. Why not? Why not? We all need a little bit more whimsy in our life anyway. But my favorite from this collection has to be the sequin shell top and skirt. In my mind, that's exactly what looking at glistening water is, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm doing a good job explaining this, but like when you look at the ocean or look at a lake and the sun's shining and the water's glistening and it's silver and blue and sparkly, this two-piece set reflects that. Like the fact that they were able to capture that and put it in a fabric, I think is amazing. Another thing that I really love are the tank tops. Like they have these white tank tops and they have these like huge flower appliques that are just, you know, just cutesy. You can take the applique off and it's just a regular tank top, but I think it's just a really fun way to like dress up a regular tank top, and then you can take the applique and like put it in your hair or use it as like a bag charm. We love a multi-versatile piece, so yeah. Tory Burch doing some really cute things. Check it out. I'll link some of my favorites below. And even like, I know I'm probably not gonna buy anything from this collection, and that's okay. But I just thoroughly enjoy like just looking at it, and so I wanted to share it. Thank you for sitting through another fashion rant with me. I want to hear about what you think about the meta of it all, the collections, the collabs that are happening. Please leave me a comment down below. Did you buy anything from some of these collaborations, or planning to buy anything from these collaborations? Or what are some of your favorite spring summer collections that are out? I know the girlies love them some Chanel, so I decided not to put that in here, but still, what is on your radar? Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with other girly pops. Thank you. Okay, bye. Lucy, you want to say bye? You want to say bye too? Okay, baby. Ah, there she is. Lucy wanted to say bye. Bye. Okay, let's do your little dance. Lucy Goosey's doing a dance. Lucy Goosey's doing a dance. Okay, baby, okay. I love you. I love you so much. Want me to put you down? Okay, I'll put you down. There you go. Lucy's favorite place is the closet amongst my bags. I love her though. I love her.